Morning, Alba.
You are.
Hi. What a beautiful day, isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely.
You look great. How are
Thank
you? Oh my
you.
God, I see Christmas presents over here. So, Alba, you're in 4th grade at university right now, right?
Yes.
Okay. Where were you studying? I can't remember.
I am currently studying 4th grade of primary education degree, and this year I'm studying all the subjects in English because I want to be an English teacher in the future.
Oh, so you like to become an English teacher?
Yes, I do.
And why?
Well, since I was a little girl, I've always loved English, and I think I've always been good at English. So I think that's why. And I also think in the school there was like something left. School was not enough, so I think that's why I would like to become an English teacher.
Why was school not enough?
Well, because I have a feeling that every single year they taught us the same. Like when I was in first grade, they taught us, of course, the present simple, the past simple, this stuff. But when I was in 2nd grade, it was the same. In 3rd grade, it was the same, and there it goes till I was in 6th grade. So I think that was like not the correct methodology to teach English.
So are you telling me that the methodology is not the correct one right now to teach English in school?
Yes, I think in other words that's what I said, because I think if teachers teach English that way, we are not moving on. I mean, I'm learning as a kid, I was learning every single year the same thing, so I didn't actually learn anything new.
So how would you change the methodology then?
Well, I think a good way, I think if we put children into actual situations in which they can listen to English from a native speaker, or situations in which they can speak in English because we let them be free to look up for resources by themselves, so this way they learn English by themselves, as I did when I was a kid. I think this is a better way of learning English, of course.
So you did it that way by yourself?
Yes, well, because of that feeling I had that I was not learning and I loved English so much, I started like watching films in English. Also, I watched TV shows in English. When I didn't know a word, I looked it up in a dictionary. So I knew what it means, or if I wanted to say something in English and I didn't know, I looked it up in the dictionary too to know how to say it in English. My classmates didn't do that, but I did because I wanted to learn, so.
Dictionary? What is that? Oh my
Yes,
God.
dictionary. I was like 8 years old. There
Oh, wow.
was no internet for me, so yes.
Okay, so no present simple to your future pupils?
No, of course present simple is important, of course the grammar is important, of course teaching vocabulary is important, but I think when you have like the base, you have to, like I said, put children into real situations in which they can speak in English with their classmates or with the teachers. Because when I was a kid, in the classroom, in English subject, we spoke in English with the teacher. Well, not all of us, but I did because I wanted to. But when I spoke to my classmate, I did it in Catalan or Spanish. So I think if we're in English, we have to all speak in English all the time. So this way we all learn from each other. So.
Oh my. So you're gonna be like a real cool teacher, I guess.
Well, I think it's a cooler way of learning English, not just teaching grammar like with a textbook and with the workbook, so you do the activities.
Yes.
You teach the grammar, then you do the activities. No, I think this way is a cooler way, so I look forward to be the cooler teacher of English.
Great.
Of course. I want my kids to love English subject as I did. So I think I will be the cooler teacher, yes.
Great. So Alba, what strengths do you think teachers should have?
That's an interesting question. I think a teacher should be creative, because you have to have the ability to create stuff, like create activities, put children into different groups to do different activities, different tasks. So you have to have like the imagination to be able to do it. Also, I think a teacher should be passionate and motivated, and also motivating, because if you are not motivated at all, how would you motivate your children, your students? I mean, you have to be the first one to be motivated to be able to motivate students. And also I think a teacher should be caring, because you have, as a teacher, you have to care about maybe the needs, the special needs, the problems that a kid should have, because maybe those needs are the problem of their learning process. So if you are aware of the situation of every single kid in the class, maybe you have like better, you have the awareness of everything, so you have like the tools to solve problems or things like that.
Very interesting, really. Alba, so do you think you have these 3 strengths at all?
Yes, I do. I think so. Yes.
Would you add any other one to yours?
Well, I also think I am a understanding person. Also, I am patient, which I think is a very important characteristic to have if you are a teacher. Also, I think I'm optimistic, and I don't know. I think that's it.
Yes, I can tell you're very patient because it's freezing and I'm the most boring interviewer ever, right?
Sorry, you're not. You're
Oh,
easy.
sweet of you.
But if it's freezing, you're right. So what if we go home?
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Let's go. So what is the plan for the rest of your day?
Well, I think, what time is it right now?
It's
1 o'clock?
1 o'clock in the morning,
Okay,
yeah?
I work at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, so I have like 3 hours left to have lunch and then go work.
Okay, so you work and study at the same time? I see.
Yes, I do. I've been working and studying at the same time for 3 years, and I think it's interesting because I can relate this to this interview because when I become a teacher in the future, I think I have to do the same thing because I will be working as a teacher, but also I will need to keep studying because I think a teacher should be like refreshing all the time and keep studying because things are changing too fast in the present. So I think you have to keep updating yourself. So you have to like work and study at the same time as I do right now. So I think it's a very important thing like to do as a teacher.
True, just keep yourself educated.
Yes.
So do you think students can be teachers as well?
Of course. And when I was last year and 2 years ago, I was in the practicum. I learned from the kids a lot because, you know, I've spent like 4 years in the uni, like learning from my teachers at the uni. But I think I've learned more in the practicum where I spent 6 months. I've learned more in 6 months than in 4 years because you are like in actual situation with actual students with actual problems, so you have to solve these problems in the here and now. It's not like, okay, I'm gonna take a look at my notes from the unit. No, it's like you are there, you have to have the resources and the tools to solve it. So I think it's the best way of learning, like putting hands on work.
Yes, I feel you. Is this where you live then?
Yes.
Oh, I see Santa's over there.
So I think I'm going home to have lunch right now.
Okay.
So
Can you
thank
tell me?
so much.
No, that's fine. Just tell me where is the tube. I need to go to the center of the city.
Okay,
you
you
can
have
tell
to
me.
go just straight on the street and then turn right. You will
Okay.
find the metro station.
All right.
Air4.
Okay.
Right?
Yes. Well, I'll see you another time.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to you. Just last question.
Yeah?
Can you remind me the third person singular of the present simple?
Come on.
I just had to ask you that, Alba. Bye. Take care.